Hey, this is Chris, and I am checking dice. Appreciate you watching today. I have a really basic strategy, but it feels pretty low risk to me. And it's based on the 6-8, but also has some 7 action in there. You win on the 7 if some things go your way. And I thought I would share it with you. So, this strategy is going to start with a 6 and 8 for 18 each. So it's going to require a $36 initial investment. But I call it the 6-8 tunnel. And the reason is because I'm going to dig a hole, although that might be not the right analogy, but it's what I came up with anyway. I'm going to dig a hole, I'm going to dig a tunnel between the 6 and 8 and the 7 by way of the don't come. And I'll show you how it works, but it does start with a 6 and 8 for $18 each. And let's get that going. I have a $300 bankroll. It's pretty simple to get started. You're going to start with a 6 and 8 for 18 each, and I need some change. So that's going to be 4 change, and we'll get the 6 and 8 set up for 3 white chips each. Now we got $18 on the 6 and 8. We are going to be working all the time. I don't know if you can see that, but hopefully you can see the white. The white side is on. If I turned it to the other side, that would be off on the black side of the marker. You can probably read that a little bit better, but the white, the light gets washed out. So that is on. 6-8 working, and I'm gonna move. I'm afraid that if I don't move this out of the way, I'm gonna keep getting in the way with my dice. So let's see. I think I'll put those dice aside. Let's get how about some green dice here? Can't choose the. Okay, whatever. Um, let's see. I'm gonna look real quick. Hopefully I can pull from those chips there and not get in the way. I just wanted to bring all this out into view, but let's see how this works. All right, 6-8. We're gonna dig a tunnel to the 7 by way of the don't come. But let's get going first. All things working. 6 and 8 working, and there's a come out 7 because of course why not? So we're gonna lose the 36. What I'm gonna do, make it. There's $36 in chips, and we'll just stay up and ready to go. Still working, looking for a point, and there's a 10, a point of 10. All right, so let's get this puck in position on the 10. All right, 10 is the point, and we're still looking for a 6 or an 8. And there's a 3, ace deuce. And there's an 8 hard 8. All right, that's our first hit. That 18 is going to win 21. And we're digging a tunnel. How do we dig a tunnel? Well, I'm going to take $10 from this win, and I'm going to push it over to the DC, and I'm just going to rack the $11. All right, put 11 back in our pocket. All right, we're looking for another number here, and we're going to get an 8. Now, this is where things get interesting with the tunnel. All right, 538 is going to win 21. Now, normally this is going to travel behind the 8, but in this case, I'm using the 8 and the 6 as a stream to dig the tunnel to the 7. So I don't want the 8 to get in the way of that. So I'm going to leave that there. But the 8 does pay 21. And we just get to collect that. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, no problem there. Let's get to collect that. And we're going to continue rolling. And there is a 10. All right. This is why I don't play on the pass or the don't pass here. I'm not so worried about whether the point wins or not. But I am happy to have the 10 DC travel. So we're going to travel that behind. Always working because I want that to work. I want this to work. You could leave that off if you wanted to, but I'm okay with it. We're just going to keep working. There's an 8. All right, so that's a 6-2. 8 is our point. We have nothing that would travel, but we do get paid 21 again. All right, so we're going to take $10. We're going to tunnel toward the 7. We're going to rack this 11. We still have our 9 out. I mean, our 10 out there on the don't come, and we're just looking for more action. But we're not going to get the action because we're going to have a 5 or a 4. That's a 4-3 7 out. All right, so 7 out. No worries. All right, so this is going to lose. Unfortunately, that tunnel did not make it all the way out. The 6 and 8 come down, and we're going to need this 10 is going to win behind the DC because we rolled a 7. So that's $20 that we cleared right there. Because remember, the original 10 that we used to dig the tunnel was from our winnings on the 6-8. So, all right, so we need 36, 25, 35, 36. We're going to ask the dealers to put us back up on the 6 and 8. And we are going to be working, and we're looking for a new point, new shooter. 6, all right. I really like the idea of just always working the 6 and 8. If you're going to work something anyway, work the numbers that give you the most combinations. So that's working. That means we immediately get a payout, and we immediately start to dig our tunnel. $10 on the don't come, and $11 into the rack. The point is 6. All right, we're looking for a traveler, and there's going to be an 8. So this is a point where we're going to wave off that DC, but that 8 is going to pay 21. And because we already have a DC sitting there, we're going to just collect this entire 21. All right. And there's an 8 hard. All right. Once again, the DC is going to get waved off, and that 18 is going to win 21 because we hit it. We don't want to travel. We're still digging a tunnel, but we're just going to collect that 8. And there is another 8, 3 in a row, 5, 3. That's an easy 8. We'll wave off the DC, and we're going to get paid 21. And we're just going to ask the dealer to keep us set, and we're ready to go. There's a 6. All right. Well, this is probably the best case scenario. We would like that DC to travel. We want to dig that tunnel, but that's okay. We're happy right now because we keep hitting inside numbers, and we'll keep waving that off. That 6 is going to pay 21. All right. We're just going to rack it. Now, we never got that DC to travel that entire time, and they're going to return that to you because they don't want that to be sitting out there on the DC on the come out. But we are going to work the 6 and 8. There's a 9, so our point is going to be 9. That's a 4 and a 5. And we did not hit a 6 or an 8, so we're going to let that be. And there's a hard 8 again. 4 and a 4. That 8's going to win 21. And now we're going to take 2 of these, put $10 in the DC. We're going to build a tunnel, dig a tunnel. We're going to collect the rest. And here we go. Let's see if we can travel that. Aces. All right. Well, here is an interesting scenario. Those aces are going to win on the don't come. And I'm just going to stack that, and I'm going to use that to dig an even deeper tunnel even faster. So we're just going to let that ride. And there's an 8. All right. So that 8 is going to pay 21. All right. And because we already have a DC waiting over there, the tunnel is being dug right now as we speak. I'm just going to let it be. And there's another aces. Holy moly, aces. That's with $20 because I already pressed it. So we're going to add $20 to that. I'm going to pay that out. What are we going to do? This time, let's just collect 10 and let 20 more ride. We're going to go that route. Let's see if we can get it to travel. And there's a 9. All right, so we will travel the DC to the 9, but 9 is our point. So we're going to come off on the puck, and we've got that 9 there. So everything's going to be working. Same shooter coming out. And there's a 7. All right, so that's an interesting concept. The 7 is going to lose here on the 6 and 8, but that 7 or that 9, no 9 is going to get paid. I've got $30 on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reds. That's going to be $30. We're just going to get a green and a red. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go this route. There's 35, throwing a dollar from my rack. There's 36 to keep that up, and we will stay working. All right. And we'll bring this down, and we're ready to go. And there's a 7 out. All right, 7 on the come out. We are working, always working, so I'm going to need 35, 36 to keep that up and running. And there's a 10 down on the end. All right, 6 and a 4. 10 is the point. And that's not going to do anything, so we need to hit 6s and 8s. And that's going to be an 8. That is a 5-3 easy 8. That's going to win 21. We're going to use 10 to build a tunnel, dig a tunnel, rack the 11, and ready to go. 10 down on the end. All right, we'll take that. That 10 is going to travel the DC, and this is going to pick the puck off, and we're ready to go. Still working to come out. Yo, 11. Nothing in the don't pass, don't come, nothing out there. So it's just going to ignore that. And there's an 8. All right, so we got a point of 8. Good deal. We're going to get paid 21 for that. 10 used to dig the tunnel to the 7. And 11 in the rack. And there's a 7 out. All right, so we would like to travel that second DC, but it was not to be. No worries. We're going to lose this, but it's going to pay behind the 10, so we're going to collect that. We lose the 6 and 8, so we need 36 bucks to replace that. Let's maybe go one more round here, and we'll call it a day. All right, so we're always working. New shooter coming out. Oops. We'll call it, just to be fair. That was a 617, but it unfortunately hit my stick, which is clear up here where it should not be. But just to make sure there's fair play, we'll count it. There's 36 to reset. And we'll try it again. 5, 3, 8. All right. I'm pretty sure during this hand we have hit the 6 or 8 more than we've lost it. But that 6, 8 is going to pay 21. We're going to dig a tunnel with 10 bucks. And we're going to rack the 11. Oh, we got over here, we got a 2. So that's a 6, 2, 8. All right. That is the point we just hit. But for us, doesn't matter. We just get paid another $21. And we're not going to travel. We're going to waive off the DC because we don't want to put it on the 8. We're just going to collect this entire amount here. And they're going to give us this back because the point is now made and puck is off. But we're working. And there's a 7. All right. No problem. We're going to get another 36 bucks and start over again. And there's another 5-2. Now we're going to lose all of our winnings here at the end of all things because we are shooting terribly at the end here. So there's 36. And we're still looking for a point. Then there's a 6. All right. So at least we were working on the come out. Point of 6 is going to pay 21. We're going to dig a tunnel with 10 bucks. We're going to rack $11. You've seen it before. This is how it works. All right. 10 down on the end. All right, that's a hard 10. 5 and 5. We're going to move the DC behind the 10. We're not going to get paid anything on that one. There's a 4. All right, nothing for us. 3, 1, 4. Looking for 6s and 8s. There's a yo 11. 6 and a 5. And there's a 6, and I think that's going to be our point. Yes, indeed. Point hit. That 6 is going to pay 21. We don't have anything over here in the don't come, so we're just going to collect all of this because we made the point. And again, we're still working on the come out. 5 fever. That's a 3 and a 2. Easy 5. All right, here we go. Looking for 6 or 8. 6 or 8. All right, there's a 10 hard. Hard 10. That means our 10 behind is coming down. We lost that, and now we're back to base. Looking for 6, 8. Our tunnel got busted through. We got to rebuild. There's an ace deuce. 2, 1, 3. Shocker. There's a 3, 1, 4. 6s and 8s, please. Let's do it. That's a 6, 4, 10. Easy 10. Yo, 11. Now we're all of a sudden outside, and we're cold on the inside numbers. Need a 6 and 8. There's a hard 8. Got it. 4 and a 4. Square pair. That's going to win 21. We're going to dig a tunnel with 10 bucks. Rack the 11. All right, now let's travel that. There's an 8 hard. Hard 8 back to back is going to pay another 21. We're not going to travel. We're going to waive off the DC. So we're just going to collect this entire 21. And here we go. We're going to travel that DC, and that's a 6. No worries there. We don't mind hitting inside numbers. We're not going to travel. We're going to waive off, and we're going to win another 21. We're just going to put it all in the rack because we're still waiting for that DC. Whoops. Still waiting for that DC to travel. All right, here we go. 10 down on the end. That's a 6. Whoop, that was a 6 and a 4. So we're going to travel the DC behind the 10. And there's a 9. Need another inside number. Looking for 6s and 8s. There's an ace deuce. What do we got? We got a 5 and a 2, 7 out. All right, so we are off. Going to get paid on that DC. And we are going to lose the 6 and 8. And I'm going to call it good because I think this has been getting long enough now. So let's kind of just take inventory where we're at. You got the point, right? Okay, so here we are. Let's do it this way. I got some cleanup to do because I started running out of rack room. Okay, so let's do this. Here's 100 there. We only ended up with 1 green left. We burned through those greens. I'm going to set that aside for now. Here is 200. And that's not going to go. That is 300. There's my original bankroll, 300 there. And I think we probably almost have, let's see how many extra. Yep, here's 395. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trade that in. And there is 425. And 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's $10 in white chips. And so we got 435 bucks. So start with 300. That's a good win. I love this idea. Conceptually, this strategy appeals to me a lot, and I just learned it and just figured it out recently, so I haven't had a chance to play this way. Except I did play once, but I was pretty timid. I didn't play it very long. I wasn't sure about it, but I like the idea of using the 6 and 8 to build a tunnel to the 7. So the 6 and 8 are the most likely numbers to hit. And if you can get 6 and 8 wins, you're piling those through the don't come, looking for some don't comes to get established that end up helping you on the 7. Now, if you just keep hitting the 6s and 8s over and over again, that's fine. You just keep collecting those. But every time you get one to travel, you're traveling to the 4, 5, 9, and 10. And the worst case is that you get that knocked off. Now, you don't want it to happen too early, or else you end up not making anything. But you're collecting $11 on this scenario every time. And if you do that over and over again, then you're collecting $11. You're traveling a couple of DCs. It ends up covering your $36 6 and 8, and you end up being in the profit pretty quick. Now, I also like the idea of doing this at the $30 level. You're collecting 35, you take 15 or 20 to put in the DC, and you can scale this thing up pretty easily. It's probably even possible to do it with black chips if you were so inclined and had a big enough buy-in. But I like it for my low roller nature. You could start it at a $12 6 and 8 if you wanted to. A $12 6 and 8 is only going to pay you 14. I would suggest at that point you probably are still going to have to put 10 in the DC and collect $4. But you could do it that way if you wanted to. You can also press and regress the 6 or 8 if you wanted to. There's lots of variables here, but I wanted to show you the base thought. And I call it 6-8 tunnel because you're tunneling from the 6 and 8 to the 7, and you're using the DC to build that up while building your bankroll every time you hit a 6 and 8. So anyway, let me know what you think. Something I'm kicking around, thought I'd make a video. So we'll see you next time.